shark attack. California lifeguard Casimir Boleski was paddling with his surfboard in the Pacific Ocean off San Luis Obispo when a shark attacked him. He says, I had swum about 30 miles and I was about a mile and a half out when suddenly something came straight up out of the water, knocking me off my surfboard and into the air. I didn't know it was a shark until I surfaced again. Then I saw this big fish swimming around my surfboard in his mouth. I could see its long gray doesn't fin, and I think, oh my god, it's a great white shark. The next thought was, nobody gets this close to a great white and lives to tell the tale. You just don't know what you are going to do in a situation like mine. I saw the shark coming towards me with the surfboard in his jaws. I grabbed the tail of the surfboard and climbed back on it. I don't know why. Then I was afraid that if the shark let go of the board, he'd go for me. So I got on my knees on the tail of the board, trying to keep my balance because all the time he's shaking the board, trying to get me off it. I was starting to fall back in the ocean, where I'd be easy meat for him. So I moved up to the center of the board, where I could hold on to the rail. But I slipped back 2 or 3 inches, and that's when I whacked him on the nose. I just open-handed slapped him on the nose. It was more an automatic reaction than a deliberate slap. It was like something that was taking over my body. I was just 6 inches away from his teeth, but it was the eye I remember most. It seemed that as though he wasn't looking at anything when he was looking at me. Anyway, I just went for him and whacked him, and about 2 or 3 seconds after I hit him, he went. For a minute, I really thought I had it. I might have seen my life pass in front of me a little bit. And after he went, I started paddling back to the beach, but I was waiting for him to come back again. They were the worst moments. Then I kind of knew he wasn't coming back, and I managed to get to the beach. I stood up and looked at my hands and feet, practically counted my fingers and toes to make sure everything was intact. I couldn't believe I got away without a scratch. When I recovered my surfboard later, it had big teeth marks on it. A biologist who investigated said the bite mark was probably from a great white about 18 feet long. I had nightmares that night, but the next day I was back in the ocean. I love it. Even before the attack, I reckon it was silly to worry about sharks because attacks are so rare. I still feel that.